Welcome back. In our last guide, we built a complete professional AI development environment from scratch. We installed Linux, Python, and all the core tools. But right now, that powerful setup is like a brand new workshop with no projects in it. Today, we change that. We're going to take the next logical step and use our environment to build something real and impressive. We'll create a simple web application that runs on your computer where you type a description and an AI generates an image for you. Along the way, you'll learn the basics of Flask, a Python web framework. We'll set up a GitHub account, an essential platform for every developer, and critically, we'll get a free API key and learn how to use it securely to connect to the Gemini API and bring our app to life. By the end of this video, you won't just have an environment. You'll have a working AI application published on your own GitHub profile. Before we get started, we need to start up our Linux environment. If you forgot the steps, here they are. Start PowerShell. Type WSL and press Enter.
Once Linux is running, type cd-my-first-ai-project and press Enter. Now type source venv/bin/activate and press Enter. Now, to launch the VS Code in our environment, type code dot and press Enter. We are now ready to begin creating our application. Before we write any code, we need a way to talk to the AI model. To do that, we need an API key, which is like a secret password for our application. First, head to Google AI Studio. You'll need to sign in with your Google account. Once you're in, click the Get API Key button. A new key will be generated for you. Copy this key and keep it somewhere safe for just a moment. We're about to store it securely. Now for a critical step. You should never paste an API key directly into your code. Instead, we'll store it as an environment variable, which is a secure way to make the key available to our app. We'll do this in a special file called .bashrc that runs every time we open a terminal. Open the file by going to your home directory, type cd space ... Now type nano space ~bashrc. Go to the very bottom of this file and add this line, replacing your API key with the one you just copied. Export Google API key equals your API key. Once you have pasted your API key, press Ctrl, X, then Y, then Enter to save and exit. Alternately, you can use VS Code and browse to the project's root directory and copy and pasting the Google API key, then save. The API key I typed here is just sample data. Don't ever share your API keys. And here's how to do it in VS Code. You will see that VS Code opens up in your project's root directory, which is where you ran the command code dot. Once we have saved the file, we will do the following. To make this key available in our current session, we need to reload the file. Type source space ~bashrc. Perfect. Now, our key is securely stored and ready for our application to use. With our key in place, let's build a backend, the brain of our application, using Flask. We'll start by installing Flask, then creating all the necessary files and folders right here in the terminal. In your terminal, run pip install Flask. Next, we need the official Google AI library to connect to the Gemini model. At the terminal, type pip install Google-generative AI and press Enter. While you could install both libraries in one command, we're doing it in 2 steps to make each part clear for you. After installing the Google Generative AI package, we are going to upgrade it to the latest version. The command for this is pip install --upgrade Google-generative AI. Okay, now let's create the main Python file for our backend server. Since we're already inside our My First AI project directory, any files we create here will be at the root of our project. We'll use the touch command to create our main Python file. Type touch space app.py and press Enter. Great. Type mkdir space templates and press Enter.
Flask, the framework we're using, has a specific convention. It looks for all HTML files inside a folder named templates. Now, our web application will also need a user interface, which will be an HTML file. Let's create our HTML file inside that new folder. Type touch templates / index.html and press enter. Now, let's open VS Code and we will see our newly created directory structure. Look for the file we created app.py and open it in VS Code. And we will proceed to add the code. Pause the video once I have completed the code so you can type it into your file. Okay, let's write the code for our server. First, we need to import all the tools we'll be using. We'll import OS to read our environment variable, Google.Generative AI to talk to the Gemini model, and several tools from Flask to build our web server. Next, we'll create our Flask application and configure our API key. This code initializes Flask and then securely gets the Google API key we saved in bashrc using the code os.getEnv, short for get environment. Now we need to tell our server what to do when someone visits our website. This first part, called a route, handles the main page. When a user goes to our website's root URL, this function will simply find our index.html file and display it. And here's the core of our app. We'll create another route called /generate. This one is special because it only accepts POST requests, which is how web forms send data. When our JavaScript sends a prompt to this address, this function will run. It will get the prompt from the request, send it to the Gemini image model, and once it gets a response, it will extract the image data and send it back to our web page as a JSON object. I've also wrapped it in a try except block, which is a good practice for handling any potential errors. Pause the video now to type the contents of the file into your file. Ultimately, I also made a copy of the files and provided the link to them in the video description. With our backend logic planned out, it's time to build the front end, the user interface our users will see. Switch to VS Code, open template/index.html, and paste the HTML and CSS style block into it in the link I provided in the description. All the files can be opened with a text editor. First, we'll set up the structure of our page with HTML. We'll add a title, a text input box for the user's prompt, a button to start the generation, and an empty container where the image will appear. I'll also add some basic CSS styling directly in the file to center everything and give it a clean look. Now, for the JavaScript that makes it all work, we'll create a function called generateImage. When the button is clicked, this function will grab the text from the input box, show a generating message, and then use the fetch command to send that prompt to our Python backend. When the backend responds with the image data, the script will update the page to display the new image. This is how the frontend and backend talk to each other. Now, with our application ready and in place, let's create a GitHub repository. With our code written, it's time to do what all professional developers do: set up a remote backup and a place to showcase our work. We'll create a GitHub repository. If you don't have an account, now is the perfect time to create a free one. Just head to github.com and click Sign Up. Follow the on-screen instructions to choose a username and password. It's a quick process and a must-have for any developer. Okay, now that you're logged in, let's create a new repository. This will be the online home for our project's code. Click the New or Create Repository button. We'll name it AI Image Generator. Make sure it's set to public so you can share it and use it in your portfolio. We'll leave the other options unchecked for now, because we're going to push our existing local folder up to it. When you push for the first time, you'll be asked for your username and password. However, and this is important, for the password, you can't use your regular GitHub password. You need to use a personal access token. I'll add a link in the description on how to create one. You just generate the token on GitHub, copy it, and paste it. Here's how to create one. Go to your GitHub settings, developer settings, personal access tokens, classic. Click Generate New Token and select Generate New Token Classic. Give it a note, something like WSL Terminal. Set an expiration. 30 or 90 days is a good practice. Under Select Scopes, check the box for repo. This will automatically select all the permissions your terminal needs to push and pull code. Click Generate Token at the bottom. Great. GitHub now gives us a page with the exact commands we need to connect our local project to this new online repository. Let's switch back to our terminal and run them. In the terminal, we will run the commands that start a new repo sync. It doesn't matter if you mess up or enter typos. With our command line, we can create and fix many settings very quickly. In my case, I got the repository wrong and had to use an additional command to update the correct username. Git init, then git add dot, followed by git commit m, initial commit, create Flask app structure. The commit message can be whatever you want to call it. Companies usually add a date and some other number like the change approval number. Git remote add origin. https://github.com your username AI-image generator. Git branch-m main. Git push-u origin main. If you type the wrong URL or username, you can update Git with git remote set URL origin https://github. Your correct username. AI-image generator Git. If we did our steps correctly, Git will initiate a push as seen here. As stated before, all these commands will be available at the link in the description. As you can see here, I had committed a typo with my username. I quickly resolved this issue. I then copy the password from the token generation from GitHub. Okay, our code is written and our project is on GitHub. Let's run the app to make sure everything works. In the terminal, type Flask run and press enter. Then go to the link provided with your browser and try out your new AI image generator. Congratulations! You've just built and tested a full-stack AI application. The final step is to push our completed, working code to GitHub so our portfolio is up to date. This is the standard workflow you'll use every day. Make changes, test them, and then push them. Let's exit Flask so we can stay on the same terminal. Click Ctrl+C, then enter. Now, we'll add all our files to the staging area just in case anything changed. We'll run git add dot again. Then we'll commit these changes with a descriptive message. Let's use git commit-m, complete and test AI image generator app. And finally, since we've already configured our remote repository, we just need to type git push to send our latest commit up to GitHub. And that's it! In just a few minutes, you've gone from an empty folder to a fully functional AI web application that's backed up and showcased on your own GitHub profile. Congratulations on building your first real AI project. If you ran into any issues along the way, don't worry. That's a normal part of development. Just drop a question in the comments below, and we'll do our best to help you out. If this video was helpful, please give it a like and subscribe for more tutorials just like this one. Thanks for watching, and happy coding!